Beautiful people, what's up? What's up? What's up? It's your boy Smith, man. Welcome to my very first YouTube live stream. I'm new to this, so bear with me. But if you out there, thank you for joining. I'm waiting for my guest to arrive. We're gonna keep it real 1000 around here. So we're gonna do this on the fly. Kind of not really. Had a impromptu kind of test situation last night. That was smart of me to do, to be honest with you. You know what I'm saying? Um, if you out there and you're tapping in, just hit me with a hello, hi, what's up, thumbs up. That way there I know, I got some folks out there. And if you not, it's cool too. Don't trip. Like I always say, the things I do, whatever endeavor it is, whether I'm out talking to folks, whether I'm out in the community, whether I'm in a classroom, whether whatever I do, if it's one person that is affected by the words or the energy that I deliver, then that's the business. You know what I'm saying? I'm not here to stockpile likes or stockpile friends or whatever that case is. It's never been that about me. At the end of the day, it's about the cause. So, before we get into all of that, I just want to let you know that this episode, this month's episodes, October, every Sunday, 9 a.m. Pacific time, because that's where I'm in California, West Side till I die. You know what I'm saying? This episode, this series brought to you by the nonprofit Bruh, BRUH, Brothers Raising Up His, where the kids are the cause. You know what I'm saying? So if you have any inclination or you want to support, provide some donations, some financial assistance, check out BRUH, Brothers Raising Up His Facebook page, on Twitter, where they got the only free math tutoring in Solano County that I know of. You know what I'm saying? They got a career development, they got a STEM program. So check them out. You know what I'm saying? It's all good. Don't mind me. I'm just checking my phone because making sure that the folks that are trying to join are going to join. You know what I'm saying? With that, also, for this month, what we're going to do is we're going to talk about relationships. You feel me? Relationships come in all different forms and formats. Welcome to my brother, Wes. Wes, I'm just going over some introductory stuff right quick, so hold tight, bro. But I see you out there with the hat posted up. Looks like you outside. That's my guy right there. You know what I'm saying? So like I was saying, folks, this month, October, we're focusing on relationships. Today's actual relationship, we are going to go over just the parent relationships that these gentlemen who have joined me. And here comes another brother, my boy Jay, tapping in. I'm just going to go over some things about relationships because if you follow me in the work that I do, you understand that there's many levels and there's many layers to community of Black men, and I'm trying to close some of the gaps that are existent and are visible right now. Um, you know, and it's important to me to start with the basic fundamental concept, and that's the relationship with the parents, and then the trickle down effect, if you will, that it has on our children, how we behave, how we navigate societies, the ills, and all of these different things. So before we get started, we just waiting on one more guest, gentlemen. But in the meantime, make yourself comfortable. What I'll do really quick while we're waiting for our next panelist is just give some little housekeeping tips real quick. Mute your cell phones, bros, when you on here. You know what I'm saying? I know y'all busy men and whatnot. Mute the cell phone, put it on silent, whatever the case is. Don't turn it off. I don't want to miss you. You don't miss nothing important. The one important thing about the housekeeping rules, man, is be authentic. You on my show, you know what I'm saying? We're going to keep it 1000 all the time. That's how I do. If you're drinking, drink up. If you're smoking, smoke up. If you got to cuss, cuss. Don't be on here being a pansy. Don't be on here trying to be somebody you ain't. Be who you are. You know what I'm saying? I keep a red cup just in case anybody wants to know. Don't come in here looking at no religious stuff. You know what I'm saying? Telling me about what I can and cannot do. Don't feel pressure, gentlemen, to speak or to answer any questions or to jump in the conversation. If you just want to post up, you know, that's all good too. I do ask that if one bruh is talking, let's give him some respect and let him finish his thought. Let's not jump in on him. I know we tend to do that. It's all good. And then what I'll do is that when we get to the end of the show, because we're only going for an hour, so we'll be done at 10, so y'all can check out football. I already know what's important around here. I'm going to give a 10-minute warning, and then I'm going to give a 1-minute warning, and then we're going to get up out of here. You feel me? So right now, I want to introduce really quick, if I could. We'll go with the oldest first. We'll go with the oldest first. My good bros. Some of y'all, if y'all follow me, y'all might know these cats, and if you don't, it's a good time to just check in with them. Brother Wes, what's good with you, man? Tell us about yourself, man. Where you at? How you living?
Oh, what's up? My name is Wes.
We can't hear you, man. We can't hear you. Fix that mic. Fix that mic.
So what am I doing? Can you hear me now?
Hey, this is what you get when you get live. Can't hear nobody, man.
Yeah.
Here comes our other. I'm gonna bring him on.
Jay said he can.
Here we go. All right, Brother Law, tell us about yourself. Fix that mic. Go get some help, Brother Law. Go get some help. Go get some help from your technical department. Jay, bring it in, Jay. Tell us about yourself. Where you at? How you living, man? While Brother Law fix his thing.
Hey, you can't hear him? Can you hear him? You can't.
Okay, I can see. Hold on.
Can y'all hear me?
All right, now hold on. Why y'all can't talk? I'm trying to fix it. My bad. Look, everybody pointing fingers at me. It's all good. Don't trip. I'm trying to get everybody on. Wait, here, give me a thumbs up. Can you hear me? There we go. All right. I'm gonna try to get you out there, brother-in-law. How you living, brother-in-law? Can you hear me now? Can you talk? Nah. See? All right, don't trip. Hey, this is what you get when you get live, man. We all good. Don't trip. Hold your roll. Edit the mic setup. Here we go. I got you. Nope. I don't know. Hey, man. Hey, so look here. I'm doing this live on my end. I ain't got no help from nobody. I don't got a technical department, so I'm going to work through it. You feel me? On your end, Jay, can you hear me? Pete, can you hear me? Pete rocking the Devontae. Y'all know they about to trade him, right? I'm just saying. Pete rocking the Devontae. They about to trade him. All right, hold on. Let me see if I can do this right, man. Because I had no problems with this the last time I was on here. Audio, boom, automatic. Nah, y'all should be all good, man. I don't know what's going on with that. Hold on. I'm still trying to figure it out. Just like everybody else. Nope. Hey, you know what? Check this out. Jay, tap in something in the comments, Jay. Tap in something in the comments, Wes.
Is that where it says chat?
I want to unmute Wes. I don't want to mute him. I just want to see how I can get y'all cats in here. Use background noise. All right, brother-in-law, how you living now?
Can you hear me now?
No, nothing. Man, I just clicked the mic on you. I'm not sure what that is about. Hold on. How we feeling now?
Am I on mic?
Yeah, here we go. Now I got everybody. Hey, you want to know what the problem was? You want to know? Hey, I had my shit on mute. Hey, let's get it going. Brother-in-law, what's up, man? Tell us about yourself. Where you living? How you living?
I'm out of Fairfield, California. I've been retired for almost like 7 months now.
Living that retirement life. Appreciate you joining me. Hey, JJ, what's up with you, bro? Where you at? How you living? Jay, what's up, dog? You can't hear me? Hey, while Jay's tripping, Cuzzo, talk to me. How you living? Where you at, man?
Jay look froze. Hey, man, you know, I was born on the East Coast, man. My parents slid out here to the West Coast, so I was raised on the West Coast. Great city of Oakland, town business. You know what I'm saying?
Town business.
I got a couple of dollars together when I got old. I moved up here to Fairfield following my family.
Say that.
I'm living in Fairfield, California now. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
kind of almost like my big cousin.
Hey, a couple dollars. I see that. I see that thing on your wrist. A couple dollars. It's all good. I see it.
Hey, other than that, man, I'm trying to be like big cousin. I'm trying to, in the next year or so retire, man. And from there on out, every day would be, a scheduled day for, what I want to do instead of
it's all good.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey, cuz I appreciate you joining me, man. We lost Jay. I think he got some technical difficulties going on with his Wi-Fi, but he'll hop back on. So let's get into this because we already 12 minutes in. So check it out. I want this to be an open dialogue, open conversation, because I know you came in late. Don't feel like you have to answer anything. If you want to sit tight, it's all good. But I definitely appreciate this. Understand this. What I'm trying to accomplish here is trying to make sure that young bros coming up understand like they ain't alone, that they ain't got to try to reinvent the wheel. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of some of the things that I see is just relation based. And we start talking about relation. We start talking about the father in the home. We start talking about the father outside the home. We start talking about male role models, right? So what I want to do right now in today's minute while I got y'all is just talk about your relationship with your parents. And again, I know this could be touchy. Share what you want. Don't share nothing. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? My first question I'm going to throw out there to anybody who wants to tackle it first is, how do you think your parents did raising you up? With all environment, location, financial, how do you think your parents did collectively raising you up? Who wants to take that one, if anybody?
I'm going to jump right on. That's an easy one. That one is simple, right? In my case, I had a mom and a dad at home. You know what I'm saying? Till age of 16 when they decided they wanted to separate. I'll use one of my friend's terms. They couldn't cohabitate together no more, right? So in that period of time, I think, I know they did the best that they can do, with their living conditions and, the work they were doing. And then most of all, based on how each one of them were raised. Okay. And we know that there's not a booklet out there telling you how to be that perfect parent. Everybody will tell you, oh, this and that, da. But, everybody tackles it in different ways. Everybody's conditions are different. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And, when you start asking a question like that and you're going to grade your parents, you got to first of all ask yourself, okay, where'd they come from? How were they raised? What was their education level back then? You know what I'm saying? What were they being told?
Mm-hmm.
And, if they raised you properly, and you paid attention as you were coming up in school, then you would understand how to look at that and, dissect that and say, hey, well, okay, well, first of all, let's look at where Pops came from. He came from the East Coast, from down South. My grandmother on his side came from down South. My mom was from the East Coast. You know what I'm saying? My grandmother was from the East Coast. She was also full-blooded Italian. And you put all that shit together, they got a challenge, bro.
Right.
They got a challenge, right? Because Pops lined up on the East Coast where he met my mom at.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say to answer that question, for coming out of their background and how their parents raised them and their conditions once they decided to start having a family, I said they did the best they could do. Shit.
Yeah, and that's the vibe. That's what we're looking for.
And I learned what I learned.
Absolutely.
It wasn't like they didn't provide for me to go to school. It wasn't like I couldn't be in class every day, baby. It wasn't like I couldn't go out there and get it and learn. I can't say, oh shit, I wasn't at school because man, my parents didn't give me anymore.
Hey, Cuzzo, so what you're saying is, what I take out of that, it don't really kind of matter. It didn't stop you from going to school. That was a decision you made on your own if you chose to show up to school that day.
Exactly. But even what I'm saying is, because you know better than I do these days.
Yeah.
Some kids, even though their parents might want them to go to school, the situation is so hard and tough for them at home economically. They can't feed them. They can't put a roof over their head. The kid ain't probably got the proper attire to go to school. He getting picked on and shit. Parents don't want to, put their kid out there in that balance. So they fall back and they don't step up and do what they got to do to get stuff right.
Right.
So they can get their child right. So therefore, the kid can't even get to school. Parent ain't caring about getting to school because it's a challenge for that parent to get that kid to school these days. It's some heavy shit going on out there. And I'm pretty sure you know this because you see this.
No, for sure. No. And thank you for highlighting that. You know what I'm saying? Wes, you want to jump in on how you think your parents did?
Yeah, I had like a different road. At an early age, I traveled to the East Coast. Then when I got there, my mother, she was in a domestic violence situation. So what had happened was around Christmas Eve or so, right? So she couldn't take it no more, so she put like 6 bullets in her husband, right? So at that point in time, so now our life changed from that moment on. So she had to go to court. She had to do some time. We had to fly from the East Coast to the West Coast, and that was like I said, that was a life changing situation because she couldn't get help where she needed help, right? Because she was in the domestic violence. So every Friday, her husband would come home, my stepdad would come home, and then it would be a conversation about the bills. So he was a heavily gambler. So he would gamble, and then the money wouldn't make it. It wouldn't make the bills. It wouldn't add up with the bills, right? And then so it turned into a domestic situation. And she just happened to have a firearm, and it just went south from there. So she pulled the trigger. He died in the chair in the living room, right? Then we had to call my grandmother and other family members, and they had to come, and then swoop us up, and then that's how I got to California. So I had a different role, and then I had some time without my mother because I was living with my grandmother right over in West Oakland, right there, by the Acorn Apartments. And and then from there, right, we had to juggle the fact that we was all piled in with my grandmother, and then we had to, readapt, so to speak. Right. We had to readapt, and then, we was glued into the case. As little kids, it's always your parents really, say stay out of grown folks' business. So you really don't know the ins and outs of what's going on. You know what I mean? So we was getting pieces of the case as it was going on, and we couldn't see her because she was in prison on the East Coast, right? He was on the West Coast, and we was already young, right? So we was at that point in time, we was learning to deal with it. So that's how I have a different experience on that. So
that's powerful, bro. And first of all, I just want to verbalize to you, thank you for sharing that. Again, man, what I live on is authentic around here, and you probably ain't gonna hear stuff like this on any other kind of live stream or any, because they want to doctor it up. But this is what you're gonna get from us. You know what I'm saying? Just real life stuff, because young brothers need to hear this. You know what I'm saying? I don't want no cat out there to feel like they're the only ones going through something. You know what I'm saying? Thank you for sharing that. Jay, man, talk to me about how, because I know you dropped off there. How you think your parents did raising you up, man? How you think they did?
Can you hear me right now? Or
yes, sir. We can hear you, bro.
Well, I did have my mom. I had a stepdad, but it was more of the individuals around me to help me raise me as a man, as a man, because stepdad wasn't really just, hey, let's go do this or let's go do that. But I had you guys around me to raise me to let's go to play sports, to do the things like that. I had a good upbringing. Pops was here, Pops was there. We got a better relationship now as I got older, and that trickled down as me raising my kids to where, hey, I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna make sure I'm at every cheerleading event, soccer event, whatever the case may be. And then that also trickles down to them having kids, to now I'm I'm babysitting my grandkids or whatever the case may be. So I think I had a pretty good upbringing,
Yeah. Nah, it you know what, man? And the thing about it is, I don't want you to underestimate that journey of your life. You know what I'm saying? like all of us have our own relationships with our parents. And, you know, I'm gonna chime in really quick if I could, just don't mind. Like, you know, I think the common thread around here is like there's some separation somewhere. There's some separation among some adults, right? And I think a lot of young folks get the you know, oh man, I gotta choose my mom or my dad, or because there's some separation going on, some separation anxiety. You know, there was divorce in my family with my mother and my father, you know, but I still knew them. Everything was lovely, you know, but I still have some animosity towards my dad that I never got a chance to, you know, reconcile with. But it wasn't that I didn't love him. It wasn't that he didn't love me. It was just like that was the fact of being in a situation when you're the child and you don't really have a say in the situation. You know what I'm saying? So again, man, just keeping it real authentic around here, understanding that as parents, no, I should say as children, because all four of us are children. You know what I'm saying? We all have parents. And I think what gets lost is on the young folks is that they disassociate us older folks is like we didn't have parents. Yeah, we had parents and we went through the same thing y'all going through. And that's why I'm doing this. You know what I'm saying? So what I want to do now is move on to my next thought because of how we were raised. Like, what's the effect it had on you? Whether it was one parent, whether it was two parents, you know what I'm saying? What's the effect that it had on you that you have time now to reconcile with and say, man, that kind of put me in a certain mental state or a certain physical state. You know what I'm saying? Anybody want to jump in on that, man? How did that affect you? What did you get from that?
I'm gonna say it affected me to the where I'm more present with my kids. I'm more of, hey, let's do this together, or let's go places together, or like I said before, I'm there at every sporting event. I'm more present. So they're not like, as me and my dad have a better relationship now as I got older, as I started understanding, and he was, you know, telling me why he wasn't there or whatever the case may be. But with me, I made a vow to myself as going through as a kid or whatever the case might be. When I had kids, I was going to be there and be more available as a father because my mom was there.
Yeah.
It was on the father side, on my side.
Jay, let me ask you this question. Let me ask you this question, and I'm not, but it's important because I'm the same way. Like, I want to be present, but when you're present, are you mindful? Are you mindful that you're there? Like, how valuable that time is? Because I know for a certain amount of time in my life, I was present with my children, but I don't know if I was mindful of how important me being present was. Does that make sense to you?
No, it makes sense. And to be honest, was I mindful? I don't know if I was mindful. I know I was there. I know I was participating. People would tell me, hey, you know, we don't see brothers out here at cheerleading events like that. Yeah. Fathers present like that. But I mean, it was just me doing what I had instilled in myself, that I wanted to be present, that I wanted to be there. But I think looking like now, yeah, it had an impact on their life, you know.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
Anybody else?
P.
West.
Hey, you know, piggyback on one thing that Wes said. You know, in me and his era, and maybe even in yours, cuz I'm not sure about my little cousin right there, my little nephew, because you know things change. You know, we got like a 20-year, 30-year gap between all four of us here. We got different gaps.
Right.
Decades, right? So like Wes said, back in the day when we were kids, it was like, hey, bro, don't ask, stay up out of our business, right? When the parents sat down in the living room, hey, y'all get your ass outside in the backyard, go play. Right. You're not in this conversation. This is a grown folks conversation, right? But that said, two things come from that. If we tell you to do something, do it. That's what you do, right? But the downside of that is this. Some of the times when you have to tell a kid to do something, what I learned is why not explain to them why they have to do it.
Hold on, cuz I can't hear you. We lost you. Hey, Wes and Jay, can y'all mute your mics while he talk just to help us out? Go ahead, cuz.
All right. You know, back in the day, it was like you're not in grown folks conversations. Okay, it's two different things. You're not in grown folks conversations. These days, we do have kids in grown folks conversations, and so they think they know more than what they think they know because they hear this stuff coming out the parents' mouth. Back in the day, we couldn't be involved with those conversations as kids. We were exiled out the house or to the room. We wasn't allowed to go to certain functions where all the parents was gathering and doing all this talking. That's just the way it was, right? Another thing, you know, with me, I think back in the day when parents would tell you to do something, they would tell you just do it. Don't ask me why. I think that was a bad thing.
Mm-hmm.
What I learned from that is that I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that to my kids. You know, I think if I'm gonna ask you to do something, I should explain to you why I'm asking you to do this, why you need to do it. So next time, come next week or come tomorrow, I ain't got to ask you to do it. You already know it needs to be done, and you know why it needs to be done.
Mm-hmm.
But back in the day, if you up and said, well, why I got to do it? You got that one, baby. Well, why? Because I told you. But that's not
right.
That's not proper. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Explain to the child why it is you need them to do it. Explain to them why they should do it.
Mm-hmm.
Next time, like I said, they'll already know. You know, but we didn't get that it's coming up. What I got out of the way I was raised, my two parents, was I take the good of what I learned from them. Okay, I take the good things out. And what I think, I didn't have to say bad, but what I think was, you know, a different way I would have dealt with it with my kids. And I'm able to change that and adapt to what I think is the right thing to do because of the fact that I had the opportunity to go to school and get a full education. Right? And by doing that, if I paid attention in class, I learned things. You know, I paid attention to things, you know, and the environment and society around you is always changing. So you can't hold kids to the same, you know, thing that we were raised on because some of that was right and some of that was wrong.
Right.
Like my little nephew was saying, you know, I made it a fact to be at all my kids' events, right? So I can enjoy watching them participate. So I can be there for them. I do the same thing now with my grandkids. To answer your question, am I mindful? I'm very mindful. And that's a damn good question to ask, because some people are just there because they want to be there. You understand what I'm saying? Or they were asked to come. But when I'm there, you know, I think about, you know, being at my kids' graduation. Now I'm at my grandkids' graduation. I'm blessed to be able to be there. I'm blessed to be able to be sharp enough to know that I should and need to be there. If I'm not in the ground, I should be at these things. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So I relish and enjoy and appreciate the opportunity to be there. I just said we got decades between us. Right? Me and Cuz talk about it all the time. Maybe you heard this one, maybe you haven't heard this one. The two brothers on the right-hand side of the screen, I don't know how you're looking at your screen. The brothers on deck. Brothers on deck, baby. So you better relish and enjoy all the time you get and be always in the moment.
For sure.
Always looking at and taking the big picture, man. You know, I clearly understand what your question was, Cuz. I mean, are you really sucking and enjoying how for me, when I go to my grandkids, you know, little graduation at school, he only graduated from kindergarten.
Right.
I may not make that 18.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
I may not be there when he walked across that stage in college.
Right.
I don't plan on not being here. But once again, these two brothers on the left and the right side of the screen, you know, they on deck, baby. So we got right thing. Or hey, you can be up the back real quick.
Hey, no, that's real talk right there. And the only reason I threw mindful in there was because Jay hit us with the being present. You know what I'm saying? And I thought that was important because we got to understand, like, showing up is great, but like, understand why you don't just show up because you want the glory. You want motherfuckers to pat you on the back to say, "Oh, look at him." You know what I'm saying? So that's why I threw out the mindful, like, because it's important more than like, you know, man. Y'all know me, man. I'm on this love thing. Kids can spot a fake a mile away. So if you just showing up to show up because you just want to be there for niggas to say, oh, you know, but they already know, but Pops, you only show up at this. How come you wasn't at that? You know what I'm saying? Exactly. So you know what I'm saying? That's why I said, are we being mindful? Brother-in-law, how you think your experience played a impact on your role in life? Your parents?
It was totally different. Mine was more on the emotional damage, right? You got to figure, as I was transitioning from the East Coast to the West Coast, right? There was rumors that I had did something to another relative on the West Coast, right? So they're saying, "Oh, Sammy's gonna get you. Sammy's gonna get you because you hit him in the head with a shoe," right? And I'm like, when did I hit him in the head with a shoe, right? I couldn't remember, right? So my oldest brother already put some fear in me, right, for the flight, right? So when I get off the flight, right, I'm gonna get jumped, right?
Yeah.
So the flight wasn't no Star Wings. It wasn't no, look at me, I'm moving to Beverly Hills, right? It wasn't nothing like that. Hey, I'm going from one place, right, where I feel safe. Now I'm going to another place where I'm gonna get jumped, right?
Right.
So, so I'm on the plane, my sister, my brother, he can't handle it real well, right? My sister, she's throwing up, right? So we all on the plane and we land, in Oakland, and then all of a sudden, and then we take the ride from the Coliseum over there, from the Oakland airport, right? All the way down to West Oakland, right? We right there by Garfield School, right? So Lafayette, actually. So then what happened? Lafayette. Yeah, Lafayette, right? You know how Graham's house is right across from the school, right? So we get there, right? We get there, so I got some animosity going on, and I'm kind of like staying to my own because I don't know if I'm getting jumped, right? So as that whole thing is unfolding, right? I'm in a new atmosphere now. I'm in a new atmosphere, so I'm already like sheltered because I can't express who I am because I got to protect myself because I don't know what's going to happen.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, for a couple of months, I'm kind of like, walking on eggshells because I don't know. We never had a conversation. Nobody ever said, "Hey, welcome to Oakland," right? Here's your cousin Sammy. Here's your cousin Ronnie. P coming in. You know what I mean? It was just everybody was all secretive, right?
Right.
The secret pack, right? And here I am. I don't have a dad, right? I just lost my mother, right? I'm reintroduced to my grandmother that I haven't seen in maybe a couple of years, right? And then I'm stepping off a place and I'm sharing a room, right, with somebody I really don't know, who, in my mind, right, is going to shank me when I'm asleep. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not having a good night.
Right.
Hey, I got fruit trees out in the backyard, but that's the last thing on my mind.
Brother, let me jump in really quick because we're laughing, but that's real shit right there. Like when you young and you going through that, bro, that's like some real damage and some real trauma going on. I don't mean to laugh, but the shit is funny now because you made it through. But at that time, man, I could only imagine like what you was going through.
Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. And that was my whole experience, right? From coming from, the East Coast all the way to the West Coast. Now, under different circumstances, had I had my mother with me, right? And she could explain the whole trip. Hey, we're going to see your grandmother. We're going to get involved with your cousins. You're going to see your first cousin, second cousin. We're going to do some fun things. We're going to go see some A's games, some Raiders games, or whatever the case may be. But here it is. It's a whole different environment, right? I'm on I'm I'm feeling right already damaged.
Absolutely.
If that makes sense. You know what I'm
I
saying?
know. Absolutely. Absolutely.
So when I get there, and then we go ahead.
Can I just say something? Once again, and check this out. All that happened because I'm assuming it was Boss Man that told you Sammy gonna get you because you hit him in the head. Well, was Boss Man playing around? Yeah, he was playing around. Did he ever correct himself? Did he ever tell his little brother, "And I'm just playing with you"? You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
So even our older siblings looking out and taking that serious. And just like you said, had his mom been there, should have been, boy, you talking crazy. Sammy ain't got nothing to do with you. You know what I'm saying? But because we so young, we believe it. Because I'm gonna go back and I want to say one more thing. I'm gonna give you back the floor. You said you didn't expect, it to be Hollywood and all that. My dumb ass, because I was at a certain age, I think I was 4 years old. Man, I thought Graham had a pool in the backyard. I couldn't wait to get to California. I visualized this big white house with a pool in the backyard and lots of sun.
Hey, that boy was watching too much Beverly Hillbillies, man. He was watching too many Beverly Hillbillies, man.
Hey, bro, I'm just saying. Well, hey, no, bro. I was only like 4 years old. But somehow in my head, I had a concept of what California was going to be because of it. Then, like you said, seeing something on TV or something had me think Graham lived in a big white house. There's going to be a swimming pool. Shit, we got the Oakland, baby. You seen the same thing.
Hey.
You see the same thing.
Hey, that's real spill, but I don't want to discount what Wes was trying to end with, man. Bro, go ahead and end that, Wes.
Yeah, and so at that point in time, right, I was unbalanced. Let's put it in that perspective, right?
Yeah.
So my energy level, if you want to call it that, was like at 80, right? Because 20% was on alert, right? I'm waiting for something to happen, the shoe to drop on the other foot. You know what I'm saying? So
let me say, hey man, to put it that way, man, like 20% of your life is on alert. Young brothers, if you listening right now, I don't want you to ever feel alone. Like you the only one that going through it. You talking to, well, you ain't talking, but you listening to four gentlemen whose life was on alert at some point in time of their life, that they had to feel like, okay, man, hold on, there's some things I gotta pay attention to. You know what I'm saying? So, and then before I go to the next and couple last questions, we run out of time, is Wes is not in protective custody. He's not in
yeah.
Wes not in protective custody. Hey, but it don't matter if you can see him or not. Just listen to what he's saying, because that's what matters. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm in protective custody, man.
All right, we gonna talk to your IT department about getting some lighting. But so look, I don't know if we're gonna get to the last two questions, and I don't know how I want to bring them in, but I do want to touch on this. You can pick either one. I want you to share with me and these young brothers, what one question would you ask your parents together, or mom or dad, or however you, whatever. What one question would you ask them either at the age of 8, the age of 14, the age of 21, or the age of 35? You pick one. What age you want to ask that question at? If you just say you was 8, what question would you want to ask your parents? I picked these ages because these are some very important ages. 8, you're transitioning. You're trying to understand some things. Like Cuzzo said, he was thinking, what California looked like. 14, we're talking about transitioning to teenage years where your body is changing, your hormones are changing. 21, you're becoming an adult, allegedly. And at 35, you're moving into that transitional adulthood where you might be having some children right now. So you pick one, 8, 14, 21, or 35. What's one question you would ask your parents at either at one of those ages?
That we did ask, or that we would have.
If you asked it, great. Share that too, or what you would ask. I told y'all I do shit different around here, man. We do shit different.
I never had a problem with asking my questions, be it pops or moms. I never had a problem asking them a question. That's why I would always get slapped.
That's right. So what's the question you would add? What you think is an important question someone would ask at those ages, 8, 14, 21, or 35?
Well, me personally, I'm going to be honest with you. And I had asked my dad this question a couple of times.
What age?
Right. I asked him a couple of times because I had forgot, and that was, no, I'm just being honest with you, bro, because I asked him when I think I asked him probably when I was around, I probably was in the 6th grade, so I would have to be what, 11, 12?
12,
right?
All right.
I asked him, so tell me, how did you wind up on the East Coast if you're from Texas? Right? So he explained to me that my grandmother, my step-grandfather was in the military. So she would follow him wherever he was stationed at. And then he got stationed in Providence. So Pops wound up going there.
Let me ask you this question, cuz. Let me ask you this question. Let me ask you this question. Why was that important to you? Why was that question? Because you said you asked multiple times.
How can I go where I'm going if I don't know who I am and where I came from?
Love it. Love it.
That takes it back to when we first started talking, where we come from. Tell you about my parents. Well, my dad was raised in Texas. His mom wound up coming here to San Francisco, right? Where she met Whit. They got married. They was in San Francisco. Then Whit got stationed on the West Coast, on the East Coast. So he wound up moving there, right? So the main reason I asked that question because I wanted to know. Because he took us to Houston. You know what I'm saying? We went down to Houston. I met some of his aunties and uncles back then. All passed away since now.
Right.
But I wanted to know, right? Well, I forgot the whole chain of events. So maybe 3, 4 years, 5 years before he passed, I asked that question again. And he filled in a lot of the details and a lot of the blank spots that I had forgotten. Remember, now I haven't asked the question over 40-something years. If I tell you I asked him when I was 12, actually a couple of years ago, now I'm 50. You know what I'm saying? Today I'm 62.
Right.
So I had to get this thing dialed back in again and get the chain of events. How did it happen? How'd you wind up way on the other side of the United States? Met my mom, right? That tells me my journey of how I wind up here where I'm at. If you listen to it, with the exception of my nephew right there, we've all been on both coastlines because of the way our parents moved.
Right.
And on both coastlines, we got history. We got relatives.
So if y'all ain't figured it out now, this is my fam. Because I'm real talking. I'm real talking.
Already know.
It takes so much to understand me that if you start understanding the cast that's around me, you might understand me a little bit better. So Jay, what age are you asking your question at?
I'm going with it's between 8 and 14. Reason why is, as y'all know, moms have me in church Monday through Sunday.
For sure.
Why do I have to go to church every damn day? Like I could be playing sports. I could be doing something different than going to choir rehearsal, Bible study, Sunday school, whatever the case may be. That would be my question. But reason why I don't want to ask that question at that age, because mama punched me in my face.
Right, for sure. And see, this is why I say, because Pete brought it up earlier about like when parents tell you something, you just do it. You know what I'm saying? You don't ask questions. Like how, and the reason I'm asking this question is because how do we get to the point where we're better parents to seek input from our kids? Like, why do I gotta go to church every day, all day? You know what I'm saying? But I know if I ask that question, it might be a backhand or a shoe coming. You know what I'm saying? So, Jay, I feel your pain, Jay, because I know your mama. Brother-in-law.
Cuz, hold on. Let me just say one thing. But these days, us as parents and these younger generations of parents coming up, they should understand that it's not the proper way of getting the child the information they need. If you're going to do something, explain to them why.
Okay.
It's that simple. And if they ask you why, they got the right to know. If you can't tell them why they got to do what they got to do, then damn it, don't ask them to do it. bro.
Hey, no, hey, because I feel you on that one, and it's a different conversation, but I definitely feel you, and I agree with you, brother-in-law. Talk to me. What age? What age you asking your question at, man?
I would go 14. I would go 14, and my question would be, how do I stay out of trouble, right? Because like at an early age, you thinking that you can't get into trouble, or because of your age, right? You're gonna have some form of immunity. You know what I mean? And then all of a sudden, you get into a situation, right? And then all of a sudden, then it looks totally different. And then you crying to your mother or you crying to your dad, but you in some serious trouble.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's the question I would pose. Right.
Okay. That's fire. That's fire. I want to say this. I think a lot what you three answered is that 14 range. I think at 14, young brothers, you start becoming a man. Now, you've probably been a man before that in the sense, but when it starts, your mind starts to evolve. You start asking questions when you get 12, 13, 14, like, bruh, how did we get here? Why is this like that? You know what I'm saying? I'm going to answer mine. I asked my dad, I think I was like Cuzzo's age, maybe 14, somewhere around there. And I say, Pops, I said, man, why you divorced my mom? I don't even know how I got the energy or the courage to ask my father that. But I had to ask because it weighed on me, man. You know, it weighed on me emotionally. It weighed on me like everything I did, you know. I was just, man, like hell-bent. I had to ask, and I thought he was going to punch me in my throat when I asked him. But he hit me with some real stuff and was like, hey, go ask your mama. And that to me, I love my dad, but I thought I felt like he took the back door out of that question. I didn't think he answered me wholeheartedly. You know, I wish he would have said something more profound. Maybe I was thinking or wishing or hopefully he would have answered me more profound. I think I know some of the answers to that, and I don't think he lived up to what I expected. And I didn't hold it against him, but I was just like, damn, you know, I wish you would have came a little bit more authentic with your response. You know what I'm saying? So that was my question. Like, man, what happened with the divorce? Why did that happen? You know, so young folks, you know, if you're in a household where the parents, you know, it's just one parent or whatever, I'm not going to tell you how to approach it, but you just hear our different versions of what some of the questions we had and how we went through them. And to wrap it up, my last question, gentlemen, and take it however you want to. How you think your parents did with you? How you think your parents did with you? How was that relationship with your parents where you are today?
I answer that. I'll jump in on that one. I go a B minus, right? I go a B minus because there was it wasn't at the top level. You know what I mean? Because I had to fend for myself, and that's why to this day, you know, I still carry some of that weight, right? Because there is no way for me to gain closure, right? I can't talk to my dad. I don't know. He's like a rolling stone. You know what I mean? I hear rumors that he's, you know, here, he's there, or wherever, right? And then, you know, my mother's deceased, so I can't grab no answers from that, right? So I didn't turn out bad, but I could have turned out better. You know what I mean?
That's deep, bro. I didn't turn out bad, but I could have turned out better. If you listening, young folks, man, write that. Get that tattoo. Get that tattoo. I didn't turn out bad, but I could have turned out better. Thanks, brother. I appreciate you. Who else wants to tap in on that?
I'll go. Like I'll hop in. I'll say me and mom's relationship is an A. Is an A because it's always been that. With me and my, it's now a B plus, because as me getting older and as us talking and doing those things, I get more understanding. But like you said, there's still more animosity because of, I mean, not animosity, but there is animosity because, you know, I do have a younger brother. He was at his football games. He was at his basketball games. He was doing those things. And I didn't have those things. But again, that made me be a better father to where I'm present with my kids. So
that. Appreciate that. Go ahead, P. Take us home, kid.
Hey, you got to give me the question again so I can make sure I answer.
No. It's all good. I just want to know, like, overall, how you think your parents did with you.
Once again,
like, where you at right now? Like, with that, how you think they did with you?
Okay, all right. I think they did a great job. Let me tell you why. I think they did a great job with me because out of the situation that they came out of, they did the best they could do. They did the best they could do with what they had and from where they came from. Okay. Who I am today is me. That was on me. They did the best they can do. Right? They gave me what I needed to be the man I wanted to be and the man I am. Okay. So how they do? They did a great job. I'm not dead. I'm not locked up in jail. Okay.
I'm not bad, but I could be better. Right there.
Right. But almost like Wes said, they did great with me. I could have did better. If that makes sense.
No. I appreciate that, man.
So,
and
as far as grading them, they did the best they can do. They did great, as far as I'm concerned.
I can dig it. I love it.
I never starved for nothing. I did not have a roof over my head. I never went hungry. I never wore holy clothes with holes in the school and all that old shit.
Hey, what about the sugar sandwiches?
The sugar sandwiches.
Yeah. What about the sugar sandwiches, kid? What about that?
Hey, I didn't have a problem.
Hey,
Hey, the sugar water and the sugar.
Hey, I'm not gonna let y'all sidetrack my show, man. We ain't gonna do that. We ain't talking about sugar water or sugar show. Hey, look. No.
My parents
finish up, cuz
did great with me.
Yeah.
I just feel, I could have did better for myself with what they did installing me. So yeah, they did great by me. That's how I feel.
That's accountability, cuz, and that's why I love you. For me, I think my parents did an outstanding job. I always say this, like, on 1,000. They didn't live together, but my pops would always call me like, bro, don't have me get on the next thing smoking, because I'll come straighten your little ass out real quick. So he put the fear of God in me. You know what I'm saying? Overall, I'm going to give him a B. I don't think anybody's perfect, and I don't expect them to be. And what I tell to you, young bros, real quick, I don't care if you live with your mom, your dad, both of them. I don't care if you live with your granny, your grandpa, your aunties, your uncles, wherever you at with foster care, you with your guardians, whoever, man, nobody's perfect. Nobody's perfect. And we just all doing the best we can. Hey, y'all, we got like 5 minutes left. I need this done real tight. Tighten it up as best you can. One word, describe your parents. One word, describe your parents.
Beautiful.
Love it.
Lovely.
Love it.
Man, one word. One word will describe it, bro. I mean, damn, bro. Describe them like how? When you say describe it.
Hey, my parents were tenacious.
Yeah. Well, hey, like I said, bro, I feel my parents did great with what they had and what they were given and where they.
One word, cuzzo.
Soldiers, bro.
Soldiers. All right. Hey, look here. We closing, and I just want to thank everybody who joined in today for the first part of this 4-part series that's going to take us through October, just talking about relationships. This was inspiring for me. This was eye-opening for me. This was emotional for me, because there's 3 gentlemen on the screen that you see that have played a major factor in the man that I've become, and them allowing me to become the man that I needed to become. And would not do me justice or anybody that I talk to, young folks. When I come and talk to you, understand that these three dudes is like on my shoulders, like they got me. Now there's some other cats, for sure. But I'm trying to tell y'all, when I come up and I show out, understand that these three cats is in me somewhere saying this or saying that in my ear to me, because I understand that like I can't be the only one telling this story about this journey. And that's why I did this, because I can come on here and talk for an hour, but what good does it mean if I can't be the only one? There's so many different stories, and you just heard 3 different stories from 4 different men, or 4 different stories from 4 different men who all from the same damn family. So understand, man, we all come different. We all do things different, and ain't nobody perfect. You know what I'm saying? So young brothers, when you working with your parents, again, like I said, whether it's your mom, your dad, your stepdad, you know, and let me say this before I shut up, because this is important, man. Again, this is my show. I say what the fuck I want to. You know, I'm not with the whole stepdad shit. I'm not with the stepmom, stepson. I don't rock like that. I don't ever get down like that. You know what I'm saying? You know, I got a son who I've been raising since damn near he was birthed. You know what I'm saying? I ain't never called that man my stepson. I don't fuck with that. I don't like it. It's almost like you disrespecting somebody. You know what I'm saying? I don't roll like that. But if you with somebody else that ain't your dad, or you with somebody else ain't your mom, man, it's cool. It's normal. It's fine. Accept it, embrace them, and then give them some grace, because you see what these cats went through trying to navigate life, you know, with their parents. Just give your parents some grace, man, and talk to them and let them make mistakes. Because as parents, we only know, like my cousin said, we only know what our parents gave us, and then we try to build on that and then get better. You know what I'm saying? And then, yeah, we present, but now are we mindful? Like Jay was saying, you know what I'm saying? I'm here, and I want you to know that I love you. That's why I'm here. I'm not here because I want to show up and show out and hoot ride on you. I want to show you that I love you. And I'm going to say this before I get up out of here and shut it all down. I've been on this journey for a minute now. And when we talk about being mindful, when we talk about being loved, I got to give it to my big cousin P. He the one that taught me, man, you can be a dad and you can be present, but when's the last time you told your kids you love them? I thought, like, motherfucker, I bought you a house, I bought you a car, I bought you some clothes, I bought you some food. I shouldn't have to tell you I love you. That's a fucking lie. Man, I don't care if you buy your kids a mansion. I don't care if they got a 401k. I don't care if they got a trust fund. I don't care if they got every pair of Jordans. I don't care if they got every PS5. It don't matter. Man, tell your kids you love them, man. That's the one thing that, you know, I wish my mom and dad would have said to me more. I'm not saying they didn't. I'm just saying more, man. Tell your kids you love them. Young parents, you out there, if you plan on becoming a parent and you a young bruh, man, plan on telling your kids you love them, man. It makes a big fucking difference. Believe me. You know what I'm saying? With that, folks, again, I want to thank y'all for joining me, Smith the Speaker, on my channel. Man, we got so many things going on. I got a book out. Go check it out on Amazon. I fit the description. You can check out my podcast, Public Comment, where I got cats on there talking about some real life stuff. Gentlemen, Wes, P, J, man, I appreciate you guys. I love you guys. You know what I'm saying? Thank you for sharing. Thank you for being authentic. Thank you for showing up. With that, we out. Tap in with your boy. You know how to find me, man. I'm going to be here next Sunday, 9 a.m. I love y'all. We out.
Deuces, cuz.